32, I think, the very last problem. So problem number 32, it's obviously they're all different, right? So this is just the 32 on my test, it's not the same as yours, right? So 35 pi over 6, and we want to think about this in terms of the unit circle. Remember, the ones you can look at in the unit circle are anything that has a diameter of 1, or numerator, denominator of 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. Those are the ones that you can do with your unit circle. Okay? So this has a 6, so I know I can do this. So I want to kind of look at this. And I want to think about it. Well, it goes around how many times, right? And so remember, to do a whole circle is 12, not 6 pieces, right? Okay? So it goes around twice, right? So here's 2 pi, right? And then here's 2 pi. Right? And so what you get here is, if you take 6 into 35, what do you get? 5. And 5, 6 pi, right? But if we think about that in a different term, wouldn't that also be 4 and 11 pi over 6? And the reason why I'm thinking of it that way is 4 is, we're thinking of 2 pi and 2 pi. That'd be 4 pi, right? And then we're going to go around another pi, right? So this is another pi right here, right? Or 180 degrees. Okay? And then we're going to go around to 11. Think about that. 11 pi's. Which would be cutting this into 3 pieces. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, and 12, right? And what this is 11. If it goes around 11 pi over 6 more, right? Then that's how far it is from here over to here, right? But how far is it from here to here? How far is that? That would be 1 pi out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Wouldn't it? So think about it. 1 more pi would be 12 over 6, right? Right. So what we're looking for, or 1 more pi would be 6 over 6, right? So what's left is just pi over 6. That's the remaining angle. Okay? So we need to think about 11 pi over 6. Which angle is that? Does anyone know? Can anyone look at it and tell me what that is?
Look at what?
When I break this up into 12 pieces, what angle is that breaking it up into? These are 30 degrees. 30, 30, and 30, right? So this triangle is actually 30-degree triangle. Okay? Once you know that, we can go into that 30-degree triangle, right? And start using our knowledge of a 30-degree triangle. 30-degree triangles have the short side is 1, right? The hypotenuse is 2, and the long side is the square root of 3. And then we want to think, is this going in a positive direction? This way? that positive? Going right is positive?
Yeah.
Yeah? Going up, is that positive?
Yeah.
Okay, so these are all positive, so we're good to go. Now we just have to think about secant. What is secant? So I have to know. What do I have to know, first of all? Find secant. So, katoa, perfect. Fish on. So, katoa. Alright? I have to know SOHCAHTOA. And from SOHCAHTOA, I get cosecant. Right? Cosecant is a hoe. Right? Secant is a ha. Right? And cotangent is a L. Right? So, which one are we talking about? Secant, right? And secant is a ha. So, I just have to figure out what H is. Which one's H? 2, good. The hypotenuse is 2. Okay? And then what is A? What is the adjacent side?
Square root.
Square root 3. 1 is opposite, right? This is adjacent. This is the side touching the angle and the right angle. So it's really important that we know how to find hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. Because that's the key. So that's square root of 3. And then watch how easy this is. Take it up. So I got 2 square roots of 3 over 3. Take it up and leave it behind. Take it up and leave this behind. And all we're doing is this. 2 square roots of 3 times the square root of 3 over the square root of 3, right? Because that's just 1, right? Square root of 3 over square root of 3. And so what that does is I get to trade 2 for 1 outside of the box, right? And what's left up top is 2 square roots of 3. That's what you're doing. But if you get used to it, you can go, oh, I can do the trick. I take this up, and I leave 1 behind. And it's that way every single time. No matter what the square root is. I could have 5 over 6 square root 7. And that's going to be 5 square root 7 over 6 times 7, or 5 square root 7 over 42. That's easy, right? It's cake. It doesn't matter what the square root is. Move it up, leave it behind. Does that make sense? Okay? So,
move it up, leave it behind.
Move it up and leave it behind. Yes, ma'am.
How do you find the triangle?
The triangle?
Yeah.
Or like the sides?
Like the sides.
Okay? So the sides are, so you have this triangle, right? And we know that it's the 30 that we're looking at. Okay? And so when you're looking at the 30, opposite of it is the opposite side. Okay?
So how do you find them?
Oh, the numbers. Yeah, you have to know that. So, in your cheat sheet should be your, remember, your 30, 60, 90 triangle. 30, 60, 90
Oh,
is the 1, the 2, no, sorry. The 1, the 2, and the square root 3. And you should also have this triangle. The 45, 45. The 1, 1, square root 2. This is what makes up the unit circle. Okay? And then you just decide which one you're going to use. The triangle that's left over, whatever this triangle is, here, 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 or here, is either going to be 30, 60, or 45. Right? And once you know that angle, we can find it exact. Okay? If it's not those, then we have to use the calculator.
So if How would you find the 45?
The 45 one?
Yeah. Like, would it be like on the other side of the?
So it's still opposite.
But like, how do you know if it's 45 or?
It'll come up. In the,
Okay.
it'll come up as 45 instead. This one came up as 60, right? So when we looked at this 35 times, or 35 pi over 6, we could have also changed that 35 pi into degrees, right? By multiplying 180 over pi. But what I wanted to show you is you can do this just as easy without changing it to degrees. You can look at this in terms of, we're going to go around 2 pi, and then 2 more pi. That's 4 pi, right? Which leaves me with, 4 pi leaves me with 11 pi over 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And remember, we're splitting it up either into 12 pieces or into 8 pieces. If I have to split it up into 8 pieces, that's when we were using 45 degrees, right? Because it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're either splitting it up into 8 pieces, which is 45, 45, or into 12 pieces, which is 30, 60. And when you're doing that on these last ones, these last 8 problems that I have for you on this test, they're all going to be this. They're all going to be either 12 or 8. You split it up into 12 or 8 pieces. Okay? We're going to do another one. All right, let me pause that. That was a lot. Okay? But that was good. Good questions. Okay? That's going to help people who are watching this video. Right? Because they're going to be thinking the same thing. Uh-oh.